Hello, welcome. Going to take a look at my diecast car collection, though of course there's more than cars, boats, planes, and some other things. So I'm standing over the early Matchbox cars. These probably mostly from the 50s and 60s. I've got things more or less in order of year, but I didn't look at everything. I just kind of did it by eye, things that looked old. So, and things I knew that weren't mine, they were my father's or uncle's. So, I'm just gonna walk to the right and keep this overhead view. It's the only way to keep me from shaking the camera too much is to keep the same viewpoint. So there are duplicates. You can see that green truck with the orange crane. It's going to be moving out of frame in a second here. Got three of that one. I've two of a lot of vehicles. Two of those ambulances and police cars at the top. And I've got mostly Matchbox. Now, it's probably, Matchbox is like half my collection. I've got them sorted by brands. And you can see it, and you can probably tell, they're sitting on top of white boxes. So they're, near floor level. I'm just standing over them. And everything in this video, at least this portion, I'm going to do a second portion for this video. I'll go sit at the table and show some of the packaging and how a few of these cars that have some extra features work. But all of these loose cars from the 1980s and earlier. See, Matchbox made a few train cars there too, at least. Well, I have a few. They may have made more than that. Alright, I'm going to turn around kind of as I walk backwards. So not everything is the small scales. I've got some larger vehicles here mixed in. These are still Matchbox, and like those orange car carriers on the right are fairly old. And I've got Disney characters in cars. Those are Matchbox too. Some Mickey Mouse, Minnie, Donald, Goofy, even some Pinocchio, and Jiminy Cricket there. So the upper right or the lower right corner is a monster truck called part of the Superchargers line. Next to that is not a monster truck. It has big wheels attached, but it's actually just a regular pickup truck with detachable large wheels. And in front of the Disney characters is a line called Parasites, which I may make a video of at some point of just those. They open up and have like this little plastic transforming robot thing. And there's some odd vehicles next to those. I'm not sure what that one with the gear shifter on the top is. And then there's a Flash Force vehicle. It came with a playset, or came in a playset. The playset itself uses caps, like from cap guns, so to make it sound like it's shooting, because it has a big gun on the base. Then we get into some airplanes. These are still Matchbox, and some large construction vehicles. The Matchbox ends right here to the left, that red and gray car carrier. And that boat, that's the end of the Matchbox. So now we're moving into Hot Wheels. And Hot Wheels, I'm going in reverse order since I'm walking to the left. There are more airplanes here. Now these aren't technically Hot Wheels, but they are Mattel. And the paint looks like the early paint on Hot Wheels, the colors. So I think they're, just kind of the airplane equivalent of Hot Wheels. Mattel calls them Hot Birds, which I think is the wrong choice. They should have gone with Hot Wings. Wings and wheels are more or less the equivalent, and it just sounds cooler, but could have been copyrighted or used for something else. In front of those are crack ups. It's a line of Hot Wheels with parts that smash up. They each have one part, each car, a different piece that just kind of either rotates to show damage or like a back end, like the trunk pops up. And next to those there's a few color changers in here that look ugly because the color, I guess, is just stuck on that now because they don't seem to change color anymore. Hold on, let me get a little bit more in frame. Make sure it's still focused. And there's some smaller cars up front those are Hot Wheels. They're not micro machines. They're just tiny versions of Hot Wheels. Toward the back, there's some plastic animal cars. Like the top piece is plastic, but it's still a die-cast car. And there's some gold and silver cars in here. Those are the 20th anniversary Hot Wheels. And in front of those are Marvel Comics cars. You can see Spider-Man is a unique car, but the rest are just regular Hot Wheels with different paint. There's a Captain America up front, easy to see. I've shown some of these or all these Marvel cars in the Spider-Man playset video. There's also Incredible Hulk and Thor and the Thing. The Hulk truck is in front of that gold truck on the end. It's the same truck, it's just a different paint. And there's another one of it top center, that white truck, that's a US Postal Service truck. Exact same vehicle, just looks, different paint, different stuff on the sides, but same vehicle. So mostly regular cars here, but Hot Wheels made, unique cars too, just made up stuff, which you can see in the upper end of the corner here. I showed some of those in the carrying case video. A lot of these cars you may have seen before if you watch my videos. Like I've shown a few Hot Wheels play sets and then take a handful of these vehicles and use them in the video. Alright, last row is a mix of other makers. No more Hot Wheels or Matchbox here. We've got Kenner Toys. They made Fast Ones, which is that top section, and something called Zip Strip. Fast Ones are best known for having realistic license plates. Front there is Kidco, some key racers, and a lockup, which I will demonstrate those in the second part of the video. The key racers, they just have like a spring-loaded launch off the key, and the lockup, well, it locks everything, locks the doors and wheels in place. That's basically it. Alright, next are all Corgi here in this one box in between the silver Superman van and the yellow crane. Those are all Corgi, including the van and crane. Corgi made a lot of realistic cars, but most of mine are licensed vehicles. You can see like a Goodyear blimp and a space shuttle up top, but then we've got a Buck Rogers spaceship, a James Bond car, Major League Baseball, logos on cars, Hanna-Barbera characters like Scooby-Doo and Yogi Bear. There's a Bugs Bunny in there, Popeye, Tom and Jerry. Spider-Man makes another appearance here, a helicopter and a motorcycle. I don't have the character on the motorcycle. I'm not entirely sure if I have it. The other motorcycle is for Pink Panther, which I really think I have somewhere, but I don't know where it is. And there's some DC Comics vehicles I've shown before. I don't know if I already said, but this isn't 100%. I'm pretty sure it's about 99% of my collection. There's a few things missing, I think. Mostly larger scale vehicles, I think I have a few more of. So here's Aviva. Those are all Peanuts characters. Yes, Woodstock is driving cars, including an ice cream truck. And there's Snoopy, Lucy, and Charlie Brown. Up front, Yap-Ming and Majorette. Yap-Ming, aside from that bulldozer, those are all tie-ins to the BJ and the Bear TV show from the 1970s. They all say like the character's name on them, Billy Joe McKay. And Majorette, there's a couple trailers there. They're discolored. They're supposed to be white. Those are, they say Child World on the side of them, so they must have been sold at the Child World toy stores, which were also known as Children's Palace in some regions. Alright, next group, we're almost at the end here. Johnny Lightning from Topper Toys. Those were only around a couple years, but the brand's been revived a few times. And Tootsie Toys. It's my understanding that Tootsie Toys made the first die-cast toy cars. I'm not sure how old those are. They don't have years on them. The red truck's bigger and it has a base to it, but the small cars are all hollow. So it's just the car frame with some wheels. In front of those are Dinky Toys. There's the bus is on its side. You can get a better look at it than just a red top. The dump truck might actually be from Universal Product, but I found a picture of it, a Universal product package, but Universal product made some construction vehicles for Dinky Toys, and I think that dump truck is one of the Dinky Toys. And there's Zyolmex, just a few vehicles there, and in the front, Tomika from Tomy. Those I've also shown in a Tomy video. And there's an airplane from, it says Lin Toy on the bottom, and then the space shuttle is from a different company, I guess. It says Erdl, but it does connect to the plane. It's meant to be there. Alright, here at the end, it's just really random stuff. A couple of those cars to the right are generic. There's no markings on them for companies. There's some micro machines here. They're mostly plastic, so they probably don't count as die cast, but I included them here anyway since there are cars. They were sold in sets of 5, and then I've also got a Wolverine and X-Men Blackbird vehicle there. Just above there is a Donald Duck car from Azrak Hamway, and a car from Aurora. It's part of the Cigar Box series, which I guess was a take on Matchbox. The cars were sold in miniature cigar box packaging. And a rocket from Yacht Z, a truck from Universal product, a car, it says Summer on the bottom, so I think Summer is the brand. It's a Buddy L Goodyear blimp, and the big blue car there is distributed by Kragstan in the US, but it's from an Israeli company called Sabra. Alright, so I'm going to be very shaky here. I'm going to twist and turn and try to give you some side views before I switch to showing you a few things on the table. It's really hard though. I'm on the floor trying to move. See if I can get a better look at the Child World logo. I'm not going to go down the whole aisle here. Let's see what we can see here. Some airplanes. The car carrier back here is some kind of racing thing, and it has a BP logo on it. There's a little edit there. I leaned on the button and it stopped recording. Sorry about that. Get a closer look at the Disney characters here. Alright, just move to that first row. Matchbox. I didn't count how many vehicles are here, but I would estimate 300 something. I don't actively collect these at all. These are all from my childhood or what I inherited and acquired probably secondhand. Alright, I'm gonna switch to the table view now. I might need to adjust the volume for this half. I am farther from the microphone a bit. I did watch that first half. I think it's good enough. I pre-recorded it so quite a few times. Shake's not too bad on that one, and my legs did get into frame a little bit. Sorry about that, but overall I think it came out okay. So here I'm going to just walk you through a little bit of, a few packaging items, and then look at a few cars close up. This is not an original, it's an authentic recreation. I think it's marking the 40th anniversary of Matchbox. So this is what the original packaging would have looked like, something like this. And then these are from 1968. Well, I got them out of the Matchbox board game, which is from 1968. These are probably the same style packaging that was used for a few years. And these cars were in the video along with duplicates missing the stuff on the roof. So then I'm going to jump to 1979 because that's what I have. And I like this style of box the best. It has pictures of the car from different angles. In the side view here. And this is the car that was inside of it. I will say it's not 100% accurate. It doesn't have that extra spare tire actually on the car. but it's a nice style package. And then jumping at another 4 years, this is 1983, and this is probably around when they stopped using boxes to sell the cars. Now this is this vehicle, and there's no picture, but it does say what it is on the side and the number, the Matchbox used number 41. But I think, and this is my very vague memory, I think some stores anyway, maybe not major, retailers, but I remember a store, I think it's a smaller scale store, had these on display, like a spinning case, so you could see what the cars were and which ones you wanted. But they weren't sealed, so you could open them in the store to see what's in there. But I think there was a display case, so you knew which number car you wanted. Then the same year, 1983, they were using the carding, carding a car with the bubble, the plastic bubble. So, like I said, I think these were being phased out around this time. Similar grid pattern here. This is the car that went to it. They did write the name of the car on the package. This price tag seems to indicate it was 99 cents, which to me seems high for 83 because that's the price today of most vehicles, but it could have just been a store markup, or I don't know, I could be misreading these old price tags, but it looks like it says 99. I think this is Ames, but I could also be wrong. Maybe it was a more expensive store, because Ames is like a Kmart. I don't recall what that logo's for. So just slide these out of the way. Here's another Matchbox, very much like this. This is more expensive. This is a Kmart price tag. This is $266. It's for the Supercharger, which is a larger vehicle. And these are licensed vehicles. I'm not too familiar with monster trucks, but since Bigfoot's on the packaging, it's obvious these are real trucks. Bigfoot, most well-known monster truck probably of all time, especially in the 80s. So it says these are replicas, so I assume replicas of the real trucks. This is Taurus. Alright, let me grab the fast ones. So, slightly unique box in that it's not, perfect rectangle. It has the license plate sticking out, because that was its big deal thing, as I mentioned in the first half, is they have one-of-a-kind license plates. So, I believe there's one for each state, so there's 50 to collect. And this is only 48 cents. I think this is a Bradley's price tag. Then there's this little certificate on the back you can fill out. You can write down. It's like what you get when you transfer, like the certificate when you own a car. Basically, you can write who you transferred it to, the deed. So they have license plates, like I said, but I don't know if I can really show you. They're not detailed though, so they just say a state and then a sequence of letters, numbers. And I'll try to get this up here and focus, but I don't really. It doesn't want to focus. There you go. Yeah. So this one's Michigan, which is where I currently am. It's the only one I own of a state I've lived in. I don't have too many fast ones. You saw them all in the first half. And this is the car that goes to this packaging. This is New Hampshire. This one's Nebraska. Now they all look very plain to me, just white backgrounds. They don't look like the actual state plates in 1983, I believe this is. I think this is 83 again. That year keeps coming up. Yeah, 1983, because his offer expired then. His offer is for a buckle. It's this Fast One's belt buckle. Still, it'd be kind of cool, I guess, to collect all 50 states. 48 cents each, that's not much at all. Alright, bring in the crack ups. Oh, I just made that one go. Yeah, I keep matching up the packaging, not that it matters. This price tag's torn off. This is a Bradley's price tag. This has another Bradley's price tag. This one you can read. It says $2.99, so I don't know if you were to assume this isn't any kind of savings. These would have been $1.50 each. They're more unique than a regular car, so I guess that's the markup. This is opened. I still have the plastic attached to it though, so I slipped some items back in. It came with a free stamp, so it says stamper free with the purchase of 2 cars. So these are just, as I was describing the video, you just bang them into each other. So when I hit it, the back end got damaged. The trunk will go open. This one has the front end that'll smash, and this has a door. It's just the one. See if I'm hitting it good enough. There you go. They both went on that one. The door is now smashed. Front end is smashed. Hood is up. The back, this pops off. And the back gets smashed. This one, you saw when I hit it down, the top, I think I had it smashed in the first half of the video. It's the top half, so you just gotta like bang it. It does happen rather quickly, so it looks instant that it's smashed. So the stamp, I do have 2 more stamps. I must have gotten these packs a few times. I don't know if they were sold separately. I think they were only in these. And guess what? I have a piece of paper and some ink. So I'm going to stamp a couple of them. I can do it right side up. Can't even tell. Yep, it's correct. That's basically this one. This one also has a car. By this one it just says crack ups. Did I do that right? Yep. You know, I have a handful of stamps. I don't know if kids like stamps or they're just popular in the 80s, but I'm thinking, you know, I've got these stamps, I've got A-Team stamps, Masters of the Universe stamps, I have a Chewbacca stamp. There's a lot of stamps. I guess they were a big deal in the 80s. Alright, what is next? Let's go with this guy. I should have double checked the name. I still don't know if these are called key racers or not, but they have keys that go in them. They don't have much written on the bottom. It just says Kidco 1980, made in Hong Kong. And they each have their own key, but obviously all the keys are the same, so you only, you can interchange them. You don't have to, if you lose the original, you can use another one. So it just snaps in the back. It's loading, basically pushing in a spring, so then when you squeeze the key it launches. These cars are light too. They're lighter. They do have a plastic frame, so they're not fully die cast. So they are lighter, which probably helps them go farther. They do go really far. I mean, I'm going to block it here. But if I didn't block it, I tried launching one earlier, and the wall to my left is about 5 feet away. It hit the wall before ever reaching the ground, so get some distance. It's also by Kidco is this. It's currently locked. You can't roll it. You can't get in the car. The doors are locked. It's basically like locking a car. And then there's a hole in the bottom for the key. And now it is unlocked. The doors are both open. And it rolls. I guess it's a neat concept, but how many kids are going to just walk around with a key and lock their car? They can't really play with it when it's locked. The only benefit, I think, is as a collector, you can lock them and they won't roll off the shelf if you bang into it. That's something different. Don't really have too much else here. I'll show another replica. This is a Johnny Lightning replica. So the brand died really quick as far as the original maker, Topper Toys, but Playing Mantis purchased it and released these in the 90s. This is Series 6, so they made quite a few of these, and they're numbered. This is number 52, but it can go up to 5 digits, so I'm not sure how many they actually made. This is a 1969 Eliminator. You say limited edition on the packaging. And it says that you can actually collect each one in several different colors, so there's probably a lot to collect if you try to get them all. I think this is, just glance at the year because I can't remember exactly if it says here, 1994. A lot of the stuff I've been packaging is from, you'll notice, the mid-90s, because that's when I worked in a toy store and that's when I bought these things. And the last item, sort of a bonus item, this is from 1995, and I have two of them. These are treasure hunt series, limited to 10,000, so since I have two, there's only 9,998 more in the world of this particular car. These are still happening, I believe, treasure hunt series, but they don't, it's not obvious. The packages used to be labeled, so if you saw it, like, oh wow, I'll get that treasure hunt series. But now you have to know what you're looking for. I believe you basically have to look at the tires, the paint, and you can look for a marking, like a logo, some sort of logo, or a TH symbol for treasure hunt. These were, I believe these are the first year they were made. I had no clue what they were, but because it said treasure hunt series on the box, in limited edition, I was like, oh, well, I'll buy these. And of course, I was working at the toy store. There's a little dust on it. I just noticed. I was working at the toy store, and these are the only two I ever saw there. They may have been in the same case. I don't really remember. It was the same day, though. I was stocking the cars, and I just saw them, so I bought them. It's the benefit of working in a toy store. If you're a collector, you first dibs on some things if you're there when you happen to open them. So that is it. You can check out the blog for images of pretty much, I think, everything on the table, except for the individual cars. I'm not taking photos of all the cars, but you can see them in the video. So thanks for watching.